Viewer discretion is advised.
If you just know you're that girl,
yeah,
you just have no choice but to be that girl. And I feel like I'm that girl.
What if you don't wake up feeling like that girl? How do you be that girl?
You need to go back to sleep and wake back up again so you can feel like that girl.
There you have it, child. That's why I feel like I'm the T. I feel like I'm the T because I work at being the T. Like, no shade. I'm not the T just because a bunch of bitches like me and live for me because we all homegirls. I'm the T because I'm the motherfucking T. And that's just sad. I mean, that's just what it is. People legit in the world love to live for foolishness. Love to live for foolishness. You love to live for your bald head homegirl that do bald head whole shit. It's clear that I'm working at being the C, so girl, let me be the C. Like, give me that. Give me my flowers.
Give him the forecast.
Omega level threat detected.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you have not had a chance to do so by now, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And to go a step further, I humbly ask that you tap that notification bell. That way you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram at YBSpeaks. And for however long TikTok's going to be around, child, at YBSpeaks. All right, girl. And if you'd like to donate to the platform in a monetary way, please feel free to do so. Hashtag YBSpeaks19. Hello, God. So, the fact that there is so much to dissect, and y'all know the way that I come at, my reviews is very in-depth, because there'd be a lot of elements to a lot of these shows, the cast individually, the dynamics, with their relationships, their connections, how they treat each other, how they treat themselves. Y'all know me. I like to dive. And sometimes diving, child, can, girl, you'll be diving to the depths, girl, in some situations. And for me, I don't really like dragging out. If I've reviewed an episode, I like to keep it moving. But again, a bunch of things have been happening that I feel like require, my attention. So, welcome to part 2, hello God, of my review of Chasing Dallas Season 5, Episode 5. I want to start off by saying this. Chef Messi, I just want to bring things full circle. And I'm going to be done fucking with you like that until I see future fuck shit. I just, seeing the way you showing up so far, that we're episode 5 going to episode 6, I'm just wondering, will there be a moment where there's a turnaround? Because as of right now, girl, you're the only girl on the island. You're alone in the cold. From what I'm hearing, girl, you are depressed, you are stressed. You're sitting in a dark room thinking, probably why you end up drinking. That pussy's depressed. And it's due to no fault of anybody else but your own. Let's just tell the truth, girl. From what we've seen, from what you've displayed, and the reason I'm going so hard on you is that you're a brand new cast member. If you are not truly cosplaying a celebrity chef, and let's just remove the celebrity chef from it all. We know a lot of the girls do catering, private events, all kinds of shit, right? Showcase your talent, showcase your gift, showcase your business, showcase what the fuck it is that you're chasing. Especially when the introduction is given. A lot of the new girls don't make the first couple of episodes. You did. So I think it's only fair that you should have did yourself a better service by getting into the things of the things when it comes to your chefery. Okay? Again, even if, let's just say you are a celebrity chef and you truly can't reveal who you have worked for, who you currently work for, right? There are ways to display your shit. The fact that you didn't do that would lead anyone to believe that you're just here for the mess. You don't really care about what can be gained from this experience, right? You're just here for the mess. You're just here to, you know, stir up the pots instead of sell the pots. Hello. I want to also say that I don't normally do this, but you know, I'm transparent, and I oftentimes have to look at my actions, right? And although I have not received any kind of hell or backlash for, at least that I'm aware of, hello, for exposing the fact that there was a video of you on your knees serving Astro Please. Now, I may have possibly shared that video to only a couple of people. And those people will find that I have taken that video back. And I've also deleted it from my own devices. Because I have to look at who I am and what I represent. You know? And I'm not one of those girls. I can be one of those girls. I think we all have the potential to be one of those girls. And for me, it was just about making a point. You know? But to share that, I didn't feel bad about talking about the video because it's public knowledge anyway. Apparently, these receipts were pulled directly from his Twitter and OnlyFans situation before he deleted everything. So this was already public, so that I don't feel bad about talking about it, but just engaging in the act of sharing the video, that did something to me a little bit, and I was like, girl, okay, like, you made your point. But I also wanted to prove that I did have the video, because, you know, a lot of girls will get up here and talk about receipts but won't produce any receipts. So the few people that did receive that video, if you notice that it is gone from existence, sorry, girl. If you know me, you know me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that might have been too much for me, you know? But again, like I said, it's already public knowledge, girl. I wasn't sharing anything that wasn't already shared. Hello, God. I also want to speak about what I mean as it relates to Chef Messi and the relationship with his child. I know, who the fuck am I to speak on the in-depth nature of a father and child relationship, the intention, the motive. My thing is, I look at things from the outside looking in. We have no choice but to judge what we see. Based on the things that I have seen, based on Chef Messi's actions, it's giving, I would rather do this. Think about this. I broke this down not too long ago. And again, this is just my humble belief. Again, based on what's being presented, right? Not saying it's factual, but just based on the patterns of behavior. We talked about Robert, JC, and Chef Messi having the fatherhood conversation, right? When I had that conversation, breaking down my perspective of it, these men finally are living in their divine truth. What I don't like about that a lot of times is you get late bloomer behavior. You get some of the girls who come out in their late 20s, early 30s, or sometimes in their late 30s, sometimes in their 40s. They do a lot of shit that us girls that's been out and about, hello God, we been did that in our earlier life. So we be sometimes looking at y'all like, girl, what's the tea? You know? The whole nature, hello God, begins to kind of take over a little bit more because, again, you suffer from late bloomer behaviors, girl. So you trying to play catch up with the rest of the queens that already done lived in certain experiences. More specifically, the hoe phase. It is my humble belief that once this particular person, Chef Messi, started living in his divine truth, I felt as if, girl, it's time to get out and experience the things that the girls experience. Let me play catch up. And although you may have been in a certain type of career, again, we have no proof, we have no evidence, nothing has been presented to the court, nothing has been presented to the show, as of right now, to prove that he is a legitimate celebrity chef. And I was breaking down the timeline before because I wanted people to see the foolishness. You say at this point that we saw the episode, your daughter is about 6 years old, right? You've been in Dallas going on 2 years as of right now. Prior to that, you lived in Tampa. You say she lives in Virginia. So it doesn't seem as if at any point you were actually around raising her on a consistent basis. So when me as a viewer sees that you're gallivanting through the gay streets of life, you're doing and hooing, and you're involved in a lot of free situations, you claim you want to leave a legacy, everything you're doing is to build a legacy for your child. But instead we see that you're out here on some free hoe shit. And again, the lie that you deleted all of those because of where you're trying to go career-wise. You weren't worried about that. Let's tell the truth. You've been a celebrity chef, right? You just recently deleted your stuff. And you just met Astro. So that video has to be more recent than not. The only reason you cared is because you knew the girls were going to read you for filth. So again, it's the patterns of behavior for me. Y'all think I'm messy. I'm calling the truth. The truth, bitch. You're not going to put blinders over my eyes and tell me something is something when I know that it's not. And again, don't be upset with me for calling out the very behaviors that you're displaying on a public platform. You should have did your research. You should have really asked yourself, are you prepared to step on this kind of stage? Y'all be thinking, oh, it's just YouTube. Yeah, girl, you're talking about a channel that has over 100,000 plus subscribers, girl. At the end of each season, you're talking about multiple thousands and thousands and thousands of views. You should have just, and the same thing with Tedley, if you just keep it real from the jump, right? Be yourself from the jump, girl. You won't have to worry about all the chaos and confusion that you leave in your wake, and then y'all be sitting around here depressed and stressed, looking stupid when the girls done dug up your shit. They're gonna use it against you. And then everything that you said gets refuted, and you go to looking crazy. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But I'm going to leave you alone. I don't want to seem, same thing with Robert. I don't want to seem as if I'm picking on you. I cannot call myself the judge if it seems like I'm singling the girls out. But I also want to let people know, if you know me, you will know that I will call it all out. I will drag you through the streets of life, girl. And I will call bullshit. That's just the way it is. And I really wish that Chef Messi and Astro would just be honest about, their relationship. Because at this point, girl, I forgot to even mention, down to Astro's party, it was mentioned that Astro had 2 guys that he knew at his party. Like I said, the girls are young. The girls are out here experiencing life, and we already know there's a lot of promiscuous type of behaviors that dwell within our community. I'm not mad at that part. I'm just upset at the fact that I believe Astro has all of this for Jeff, especially in these moments, has all of this for anybody who's trying to, just so he can cover up the fact that, girl, y'all have some type of relationship. I don't know. I just feel like, again, if we're transparent, if we're honest about our shit, our connection, especially if we know that we're on this platform, girl, that way no one can spray you with your shit. We wouldn't even be here right now if some of y'all girls just kept it real. Some of y'all girls was grown and just honest and transparent. Chef Messi, you don't think that celebrities do background checks on their employees? They have to know who's working with them. A lot of these people might have children. A lot of these people might have a lot of, you know, things against them. They have to be mindful of the people they work with. You don't think that their personal assistant or publicist isn't going to do a deep dive background check on your ass? And if you lie to them and they discover it after the fact, they will fire you. You will be a disgrace in that world. You will never be able to work in that situation again. So it's just the fact that you're not taking your life serious enough. But you want to get mad at the girls for calling it out. It's you, girl. It's not us. It's not your cast. It's you. Okay? Astro. Just what is it with you and Jet Jeff? I don't even really care too much about that, to be honest. You cannot compete where you cannot compare. You can't compete where you can't compare. You keep talking about Jet Jeff has the resources. It sounds like some hateration to me. Resources versus bars. Girl, how about both? I highly doubt that Jet Jeff is top 10 on iTunes, bitch. I highly doubt he's being booked for festivals. And we're not talking about just any type of festivals either. We're talking about the festivals. I highly doubt that people would want to work with him, even yourself, at one point or other, correct? If the boy didn't have a modicum of talent. It's giving, it's bleeding, it smells like hateration, girl. And it's not a good look. And I was corrected to, it wasn't a shipping yard that he was at. It was a girl, it was a project community, girl. This was an actual apartment community. Girl, what? So that didn't look like no apartment community to me, though. But all I'm going to really say is, again, like, how are you going to, you know, you gave Jet Jeff his things. Well, he do be having the lit videos, but it's because of his resource, it's because of his money. Well, guess what, bitch? Maybe if you stop being a free teacher, hello, God, some job you found through your years of Job Corps, girl, because you definitely serve a Job Corps vibe, bitch. Very ghetto and ratchet and behavioral problems, girl. And in order to escape the depths of despair with homelessness, you decided to go ahead and get into a program real quick. And I'm not reading it, girl. I actually know people personally that did those things. But you know what they did with those things? They utilized them because they knew it was their last chance in life. They took what they could from it and developed a nice life for themselves. They're not sitting around here wearing the same fucking clothes every day like you are, bitch. Every day you pop out in that ugly turtleneck crop top, bitch. That same Sally's Beauty Supply fucking costume jewelry, bitch. You're giving cheap. And then again, from last season, it's giving the same thing. You have not elevated. You don't take yourself seriously. I'm going to call you like I did Chef Messi. You're not taking yourself seriously enough. You should be getting in your bag. I don't give a fuck if you got to work at 2 different McDonald's, girl. Hello, God, work for fucking whoever you got to do whatever you got to do. If this is what, you know, and again, I say it again. If you girls are poor and you're suffering from poverty, you don't need to be worried about no music right now. You need to be hustling. Y'all be trying to keep up with the girls. You'll be trying to make names for yourself. And let's be honest here, I think some of the girls, I think Astra too, I'm going to be honest, girl, I'm not trying to diminish any of the girls' dreams, but I'm sorry, baby. I just don't think you have the it factor to even, again, you need to work on personal development. Personal development. And maybe through that, you might actually bleed that off into professional development. I'm telling you, girl, like I'm telling you, the girls get angry when we're in poverty. Trust me, I know. Some girls keep that on them. You know what I mean? And it seeps out, and all of the anger and how you feel seeps out of your pores. Go get you some money, girl. Go hustle. Stop living your life worried about what everybody else got going on and comparing yourself to what they got or what they don't have or how great you are. We'll never know how great you are if you don't get your shit together so that you can put into the things that will show how great you can be. Hello, God. You mentioned something about not having any friends, and I relate that to, like, girl, look at what you got going on with other people. I'm not surprised. If this is how you treat your friend groups, I'm not surprised you don't have any friends anymore. And again, you don't need to be worried about no friends right now. You don't need to worry about a show. You don't need to worry about nothing. You don't even need to be worried about no sex right now, bitch. You need to be collecting thine self, so that you can prove to bitches like me that, girl, you are headed in the right. You're headed in the right way, the right direction, honey. Okay, prove a bitch like me wrong. And I want to say this. Someone said that it was razor bumps. I saw, I forget, was it the panel? I forget what it was. Todd Rogers, shout out to Todd, the executive producer of The Real Hot Boys of Houston, girl. He stated that Astro had just shaved right before the green screen, and he put on a bunch of grease on his face. That's why it looked like that. Girl, that, I don't give a damn what you telling me, girl. That shit looked like the tail of Godzilla, bitch. No, like, bitch. It was giving Godzilla's tail. That wasn't, girl, I used to shave with razors. I don't shave with razors no more because it leaves nasty ass razor bumps, girl, especially if you have extremely sensitive skin. But y'all ain't finna sell me on no bullshit talking about some, girl, it's razor bumps. That's not razor bumps, baby. It's not giving razor bumps. I've never seen razor bumps show up in that way before. And mind you, I'm in skincare. Hello. And it's also because I'm in skincare, I know what I'm talking about. Leave the razors alone. Get you an electric shaver. Hello, God. Stop putting mounds of grease on your fucking face, because it just looks like you're slathering blue magic all over it, and it's not tea. Okay? Stop doing that shit. You need to dry your face out sometimes. Moisturize liberally here and there, but the face don't need to be caked up. And again, you don't use, y'all girls be out here using lotion and all kinds of these heavy creams on your face. No, girl, face skin is different than body skin, girl. Hello. Actually, look at it this way. The more exposed parts of your body are more at risk. Hello, God. Does that make sense? So your face, definitely. Your hair. Anyway, girl, I really want to get into giving the girls their things. I want to dive into the OG scene again, because I felt like there were a lot of things I left out that I felt like I should have pressed on a little bit. I still need some clarity. Because shout out to I watched El Teddy's live that he did with Really B and Ebby, and Ebby brought up something that made me think, was this supposed to be some type of intervention? And because y'all weren't, you know, giving, it wasn't giving what it needed to give because y'all saw Ariel's aura, girl, and she wasn't here for it, so y'all tried to switch it up to save the scene, to salvage the time that y'all spent recording this so that you can do something. Again, the baptism scene, the OG scene, I love the entirety of the episode, but those two scenes kind of knocked it off its pivot for me, because it was like, girl, how did we get here? I would just love to know, like, why does this make sense? So again, the clarity behind like what this was actually for. I've yet to see a comment that I would agree with on why. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Love y'all down. I appreciate y'all, you know, giving what you think, but it still doesn't make sense to me, even with some of the reasonings that y'all gave in the comments about that particular scene. I still don't see it. Even with Ebby's shit, like, I don't, when I think of an intervention girl, why are some of these girls here? Because at least publicly, for me, I don't see Ariel having a in-depth, meaningful relationship with half of these motherfuckers, to be honest. But I don't know her relationship, you know? And like Ebby was talking about too, usually interventions are held with people that, you know, close friends and family, and, you know, there's a procedure. And the way that that scene was presented, it kind of did give intervention energy. Because I was caught off guard. At one point, we're here talking about this is for Ariel, and then the next minute we're talking about this is an opportunity for all of us to air our grievances, which also made me wonder, if that's the case, where the fuck was Trey Howard, Robert? I did hear after the fact that it was mentioned that Robert did invite Trey Howard, and Trey Howard confirmed that he was invited for that scene. But my thing is, in the scene, Robert stated, girl, and I quote, no, well, I don't want to quote him, child, but basically, girl, fuck him, and I ain't worried about him, and why should I be worried about him? So you also lied in the scene to save face, because you wanted to look, but you want all these other girls to settle their differences. But come to find out, that really wasn't what this was about. You were trying to have a possible secret intervention with Ariel. So, and for production, y'all had to save the situation. That, to me, seems very reasonable. But I'm still like, girl, again, why? The OG scene, I really did feel as if it gave me a really perfect idea. I think this would have been a good season finale episode. I'm not gonna lie. If you couldn't have made it an episode, give us a special with all of the Chasing Dallas cast, past to present. Even the camera people, even the people that helped y'all with the shows, I really think that would be good. Put on an event, a weekend event or something like that. Oh, almost like they do BravoCon, but it's just really for the Dallas girls. Y'all should have a show, you know, a real live reunion. Sections, of course, because it would be way too much going on, girl, and it would drag out way too long. But just having like little groups and sessions, like mix the girls up a little bit from their original seasons, you know, get you a few couple hosts, co-hosts, and things of that nature. I'd put on a whole event, sell tickets to the bitch. Bring some Chef Messi out there to cater, get you some caterers, girl. Some of the girls that used to work for the platforms, maybe they have certain services that they could offer, some vendors. Like, I would really turn Chasing Dallas or Chasing Reality, period, into one big-ass fucking convention. Yeah. That would be cute. I want to say this. Shout out to Marquel. Shout out to Wuda Lee. Because when I went to thinking about the history of Dallas, right, and I was also watching a little bit of the after show with Premiere, it seems as if Reesi is also the common denominator for why we see a lot of the girls, and we know a lot of the girls to this day. So I think, again, I don't know if y'all have done this privately, publicly, but maybe some things should be given. I'm just saying, though, like, without Reesi, a lot of what we're seeing today probably wouldn't be possible. And I think that goes to show, like, you never know where life is going to take you. You never know what your interaction and relationships with people will take you. You know, and let me be honest here. Again, because Reesi's the common denominator, and I have always had these discussions as it pertains to Reesi, you are also the bringer of your own mess. You are the creator of your own mess. I'm not going to act as if Reesi is without fault, because I think that Reesi still lives in a world where she doesn't take true accountability for her part and why a lot of her relationships, personal and professional, have gone to the wayside of life. And I think until Reesi can accept that, but I don't think it's going to happen until other people invite the genuine, sincere nature. And not saying people are not exhibiting this, because again, I don't know the depth of this shit. You feel what I mean? I'm just coming at it from an outsider looking in. It seems to me that if they're like this scene, right? I still feel like I felt before. If I'm Reesi and I'm showing up to a place, you know, girl, like all of these people I had some type of bad past with. Whether I was the creator of that or not, we still have unsettled beef, obviously, right? My defenses are gonna be up, girl. So that's all I'm saying, is that maybe if Reesi was in a situation, even without a camera, I get a lot of us want public apologies because the mess was presented publicly. I get that part. I understand. I actually respect that. But I feel like if there was some sincere energy behind it, I think that Reesi probably would I'm not gonna say 100%, but I would like to think that the barriers would come down, and there could be a real moment. So you know what, I think that I did. You know, I obviously added to this too. But girl, when we're in the world of shade and mess, and the girls might try to come for us, of course we have to dress that shit up with fake confidence, bourgeois girl, to the bullshit. Even when we know we're at fault, we still have to act as if we weren't. Until the girls, I feel like, can truly come to the carpet of life and be genuine and say, girl, I apologize, and I really wish that you could see how what you did and what you said and how you moved, how that affected me. And I really do think that Reesi probably would be like, okay, girl, this isn't a shady moment. There are no, y'all ain't trying to just have a moment, a viral moment, have me looking crazy. So, you know, maybe we can have this conversation, and maybe I will be able to admit, you know, the things that turn this relationship sour. Because I'm not going to lie, Reesi, publicly, like when we see, you know, I did a lot of reviews for many years. I've interviewed you several times. I've interviewed your cast several times. And, you know, not everybody's lying, girl. You know? And it kind of sucks because you see the potential in people and what they can do. Like, Reesi did this. And it transferred over to someone who was also, let's be honest here, I'm not going to say Reesi was a mentor to the girls, but for the time period that Marquel was around, and he has prior experience on different platforms too, and even after, you know, before he even got the helm for Chasing Dallas, he was doing his things with Lovers and Friends, and there was another show, Dallas Rookies. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have it in you. Like, the things that I feel like y'all could have done together. Ooh, girl. But let's be honest here. It was not going to work out with Reesi and Karan. That wasn't going to work out, girl. I just feel like if y'all could have been able to keep your best friend status and also be like really good professionals, the things that y'all could have did, just like the things Dario and Kevon Burns could have did. Not saying that y'all have not garnered success in your own right as individuals, but girl, the things that y'all could do together, if you're great individually, imagine what y'all could have did putting those powers together, girl. Oh, girl. But anyway, that's all I got, honey. Oh, Sean, baby, what are you doing? And Marquel, let me ask you this too, girl. I don't think that, I don't want to ask her. I'm going to say this to you. I don't think the girls should be able to develop products mid-show while the show is filming. Girl, if you don't know what the fuck you got going on, we're not going to be pushing no product. Now, I'm not going to lie. It'd be cute to see the product development. You creating the labels, the ingredients, consulting with, you know, other specialists, you know, consulting with the marketing team, consulting it, creating the, you know, the product itself. Like, I would live for that part. But I feel like that should be something that's already done. You shouldn't be able to introduce a product or a new business venture while you're, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's almost like you're scrounging around for change in the couch. You hear the ice cream man, you weren't prepared, girl. You don't have any dollars on you. You know? You just need to hurry up real quick. That way it looks as if you are bringing something to the show other than, you know, doing what I live for you doing, because Jeff needs somebody. And I'm glad he got you. But in terms of the chasing aspect, I'll just be asking myself, I can't be sitting here asking what the fuck does Robert bring to the table when, Sean, we haven't seen the blog even from last year. The blog was not blogging. You weren't in tune with it. And I think you should have just been real. You didn't know much about fashion on that level, on the education aspect of it, the history of fashion, all the things, not just what the girls are wearing today. There's way more to being a fashion blogger than taking fucking pictures and, you know, screenshooting shit you see on Instagram and sharing your thoughts on it, girl. You know what I mean? It's way more than that. And then this season, again, you're not really bringing anything to the table. So I can't read everybody else with filter, not you. And you out here trying to read all these other girls for their alleged businesses, for their legitimate businesses, fake phony businesses, but where is your business? What do you have going on? You know? And Jeff, I just want to say this briefly, girl. You know, I was talking to Jace. You know, Jace was trying to get me to see things a little bit differently, because there's a feeling of you being messy, right? And I will say that Jace did kind of like allow. It took some time to get there, but I did start to see it from his perspective a little bit, right? You're giving Trey Howard energy, not in the sense of being a bone carrier, but in the sense of blurting out things randomly that could suggest what the fuck is this for, other than you to start some mess. But how I'm balancing it out is, at least for me, I feel as if what you're saying, yes, it may be a little, you know, off, girl, but it ain't, I ain't mad at the subject matter because, girl, like, you right. When it came down to the manager shit, like, I'm going to repeat it again, I was with you on that shit. But how it showed up, the timing, this is your first time meeting this individual. Plus, I'm quite sure they're already coming in with the thoughts that the girls are going to ask this question. So they're already kind of like mentally pissed, right? And obviously not emotionally intelligent enough to even have that conversation, right? At the moment, right? So it could come off like you are trying to start some shit. But one thing I do live for you is you're not backpedaling and pussy popping. But you got to be weary and don't be upset when the girls try to come for you later on. Because as we see, again, Jace had me thinking, girl, you're sitting here talking with Kesey about Tedley, Astro, whatever, right? We see you in the next scene with chilling with Tedley, kikiing and laughing and having drinks, Sean as well. So it could come off like, girl, like when these girls see that episode or they get wind that you've been talking about them, but you're chilling with them in an atmosphere of, you know, waving the white flag, you know, like you did with Kesey, girl. It's going to come off like you're playing a fence. You feel me? And I want to say this too, because it pertains to how Astro feels and a little bit of how Kesey obviously felt. But I do like the way he kind of like turned that around, and he was speaking a truth that I definitely fuck with. Your music is going to always be subjective, right? Jeff was like, girl, do you feel what Astro was saying, that I don't have any bars or that I need to elevate my lyrical prowess? And you could tell that Kesey was going to say yes, but he also was like, girl, let's be honest here. You're top 10, girl. Like, you're doing your shit. You have your audience. You have your fan base. Obviously, it's working for you. It's the other girls that need to catch up. It's the other girls who need a fan base. Let's be honest here. And it may not be Kesey's thing. It may not be Seven's thing. It may not be my thing. It may not be anybody else's thing. But obviously, it's a lot more people's thing than not, because a bitch can only get on the top 10, girl. A bitch can only be booked and busy for these big-ass festivals if the girls are fucking with them. You got some buzz, you got some popularity, you have a strong, decent fucking fan base then, obviously, right? So why do you give a fuck, Jeff? And Kesey, what killed, not Kesey, Seven, what killed me with you was you sat there in that scene with Kesey and you were low-key picking at Jeff stuff, talking about, you know, I love Jeff, that's my girl, I hope that's my heart and all this kind of shit, but you're trying to read his music. That's not fair. And with y'all knowing and having that understanding that, again, music is subjective, and don't y'all got a song right now with each other at this very moment? Again, we're only talking about what we're seeing in the scene as it's happening, right? But I know, obviously, he must be talented, and you wanted some of that crossover appeal too, girl, because now you have you're featured with him in a song. So this is my thing. Let us stop shading Jeff for his music, knowing that obviously whatever he's doing is working out for him. Again, it may not be your tea, it may not be your bag of things, but obviously it is for him. Because if she was on the other foot and someone was saying the same thing about you behind your back and you heard it, you will be trying to assert your dominance over them immediately, girl. But again, some of y'all be playing on Jet Jeff because you think that he's just some pillow princess, and he's not black, he's not ghetto, he's not loud, you know. But like I said, luckily he got Sean there with him. I hate to say that Sean is there to fight his battles, but it's because Jet Jeff ain't soft. I love the way he stands in his shit. But we already know who serves a little bit more for the ferocious energy. And that's why a lot of the girls were upset in the other scene, down to the axe throwing girl. Why are you in it, Sean? Because y'all are scared of Sean's tongue and his motherfucking attitude. Now, Sean may not be able to read anything for filth, but his presence and how he'll defend, I was here for all of that shit, because what we're not going to do is jump on this boy. We're not going to do that. And Astra was like, why are you doing this? Girl, move along, bitch. But anyway, that's all I got. All right now. Take care. Bye.